Hey everybody, welcome to Average Guy Opinions. I'm your average guy, John Corelli. Please join me in lighting a candle for Russ. Make that 2 candles. And Joelle, Hedden, my parents, my stepdad and mom. They are celebrating 47 years together. September 21st, excuse me, 1974. I should get out a date and see what was in the news. Probably Nixon's resignation, um, Evel Knievel maybe jumping over Snake River Canyon. I think Elton John was hot at the time. These are memories just going through my brain at 7 when they got together after my mom and dad were divorced. My mom told me today, and she's told me this before, so hopefully she's not upset with me telling her this now. And by the way, this is my card because I'm a crappy son. I don't know if I've ever gotten them an anniversary card in 47 years, and my mom's really cool about it. She just told me earlier this evening. She's like, it's really just between the two of us, but still, it's an amazing achievement. In 3 years, are going to hit 50 years. That's amazing. But I also find it funny that their anniversary on the first day of fall, when things start to die and decay. They've lived. They've made it. And like I said, 47 years. I can't even do the math on the days. Thousands and thousands of days. Probably 25,000 days, something like that. Don't know why that's in my head, but I bet I'm close. Anyway, so how did they make it work? But I was going to tell you this, and my mom might not be thrilled with this, but officially neither of their marriages were dissolved, but they both knew that they were done. Sometimes if you talk to the other members of each of those marriages, they weren't so sure if those marriages were done, but my mom was done, my stepdad was done in their respective marriages, and they got together. And it was the 70s, man. It's a different time. You found somebody you loved and you went with it, and they've gone with it for 47 years. Quite impressed. I really am. I gotta tell you, Mom, I know you're one of my avid watchers, so congratulations. And Dad, if you end up watching this, congratulations too. They've been through a lot, man. They had to deal with me, for one thing. That wasn't easy. I was not an easy kid. I wasn't a horrible kid, but I wasn't the easiest kid either. I often got upset about my biological father not being in my life. And as my avid watchers also know, that I've revisited that a lot this summer, dealing with my biological father as he goes into assisted living and deals with leaving his home, and let's be blunt, is on his way to death, as we all are, really. But that's sorry, I shouldn't digress into that. But that was something that I would some baggage that I would unpack after being at a weekend away at my father's. I would come home, even up until I think in 8th grade, even. So they got divorced. I was in 2nd grade, and then I start seeing my father every other weekend. And I come home and cry on Sunday night because I missed him already, and they had to deal with that, and that wasn't fun to deal with. I got to say too, also about dads in the 70s, it's a different ball game now than it was then. I'd say both of my dads were kind of average. They weren't extremely loving, affectionate men, but I think they tried. My stepdad was there for me generally, and he was basically single-handedly putting food on the table and a roof over my head. That's a big deal. My father, on the other hand, wasn't really doing his due diligence as far as child Jesus. Oh, it's called something. Payments for children. I really honestly can't think of what that's called, which is sad. Child support. Jesus. Wow. It's been a long day, apparently. But, he didn't do his due diligence there. He often didn't do his due diligence as far as seeing me. He would tell me that I was his from Friday night to Sunday night. Sometimes he wouldn't show up till Saturday night. So I'd only get one full day with him. And that was hard on me, and that that kind of hurt me as a young 7 through 13-year-old kid. I would still, even when I was 13, sometimes cry about it. But hey, here we are. I don't know how well adjusted I am, but I know a big part of it is because despite a lot of possible pitfalls and speed bumps, my mom and stepdad made it for nearly half a century now. And I think I saw some good and bad in how they dealt with each other as a couple. I definitely saw a lot of good things though, and I think it helped me in my marriage. I saw some things that weren't so good sometimes, but they made it work. I mean, they do love each other. I know that. According to my mom, my stepdad told her he loved her on the first date. I was like, wow, that's commitment. And he's done it for 50 or 47 years. So nice job. And to be fair to him, I've seen that. I mean, they did have, like I said, rough times, especially the first 10 years, when my stepfather struggled with alcohol, and my mom was still trying to figure her life out. She was still in her 20s, so she was still trying to figure out. Hey, she started going back to school. She did home daycare for a while. She dabbled in other jobs, especially human services jobs, and so it wasn't easy. I mean, but to be fair to my stepdad and my dad, there weren't a lot of great dads in the 70s, period. Compared to today, they weren't loving men. Their job, as far as they saw it, they watched their baby boomer, or they were the baby boomers. They watched their lost generation parents. The dad would go out and work, the mom would stay at home, and that's how it worked. And they saw that, and things were starting to change a little bit, but they were still hanging on to what what they knew. They held on to that which they knew. And I mean, I look around at my friends' dads. Not too many great shining examples. Some of them struggled with alcoholism. Some were non-existent as well. So I kind of saw friends of parents, yeah, parents of my friends who were one situation or the other, a lot like either my father or my stepfather. So it was a like, I don't know if we counted on them that much, to be honest, either, because we were a very lucky generation. We just got to go outside and not think about stuff. Just go to the park all day and not do anything. This isn't much turning into much of an homage to my mom's and stepdad's relationship, but like I said, they made it. I remember a lot of things that I did see that I think were good examples, especially like just having a fight and getting it over with. They didn't seem to hold grudges for very long. One time, one of my favorite moments was they were having a big loud one, and just screaming at each other. I have no idea. I was a basement child, and for a good chunk of living with my mom and stepdad, and I was just down there, and they're just screaming about something. I don't know. And then all of a sudden they just start laughing. I was like, okay, that's weird. So I walk up there, and they're in the dining room, and they're just like bent over, both hands on knees, just losing their minds, laughing hysterically. It's like, what happened? And my stepdad's like, look at that. And there's an egg on the floor, like 3 feet away from him. And I was like, what? My mom's like, I tried to throw that at your stepfather because I was very angry at him, and I got it. It went about 5 feet, and it didn't even get close to him. And so I started laughing too. It was just kind of funny to think her just going, eh. Not even getting a little egg. This is a tough Brooklyn woman, remember, near him. So it showed that she loved him, though. In that moment, I think she didn't want to hit him in the face and possibly hurt him. I think she was going for a leg shot. It just fell short. But that was a funny moment. And other examples, like we did things as a family. Weird things sometimes, like nudist camps and stuff like that. But we also just went on general camping trips and got out a lot. And my younger brother Sean, my half brother Sean, who's 10 years younger than me, he saw even more of that. A lot of his pictures growing up of them going all over the country in their RV. That was pretty cool. And I got a lot of that too. I remember one time we were at Cherry Creek Reservoir. We had gone camping, and we were waiting in a long line to get in. And we got interviewed by Channel 4 News, which was a big deal at the time because there were only 3 stations back then. And they interviewed my stepdad. I don't remember the exact nature of the interview because I was pretty young. I was probably 10. And just asked him about, what do you think of the line, or what's the deal, blah, blah, blah. And my friend, one of my friends, Terry Martinson, who I went to Jefferson High with, said, hey, yeah, I could see you in the background there, just sitting behind your stepdad while he gave the interview. I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. But like I said, the 70s were a different time to grow up. It was possibly could be argued a lot easier to raise children, and maybe that's part of why they did so well, because maybe they could focus on their relationship somewhat more. I don't know, but they, like I said, they made it 47 years. I made it almost 20 with my marriage, and that includes the whole relationship. I mean, this is their whole relationship too. They celebrate from the very first date till now, and my very first date till the relationship ended with my ex-wife was just about 19 years. That's like a month short of 19 years. And I thought it was going pretty well. We made it not even half what they did. So cheers to you. I'll drink some candle wax to you guys. Mom, Dad, Joelle, Russ, congratulations, 47 years. See you in 3 when we do something really big. All right, thanks you guys. Have a great night. Mom, Dad, have a great anniversary. Love you guys. Talk to you soon. Bye.